All right, so the program and the rules are pretty straightforward. We have 6 student entrepreneurs today who have clever ideas and are going to get up on the stage and convince you of how clever their idea is. They have at most 5 minutes to pitch their idea, right? To tell us what the problem is, what their solution is, convince us that it's a good solution, and identify how their plans can grow and prosper going forward. So max 5 minutes. I have some time cards and I will cut you off once you go after 5 minutes, right? Then we have a few minutes for the judges to kind of poke and prod at the idea, and you get to be on the hot seat and answer a few questions. And then we'll just go to the next pitch, and we'll cycle through the six that we have. And then it becomes fun because we, from a generous gift from a board trustee and donor, a fellow named Mark Chaluto. So big thanks, Mark. He's not here, but I'm sure he'll be with us through video very soon. The judges are going to be given $5,000. They don't get to take it home with them. They get cheesy little gift bags here. What they get to do with that $5,000 is hand it out to student entrepreneurs however they wish, however they think that money will be most impactful. That's their task, right? And so we'll give them 10, 15 minutes to figure that out, and then we'll see who wins. Okay, we all ready? All right, so our first presentation seems to be a little tag team effort. So Savara Yorova, that was my best attempt, I'm sorry, ma'am. And the company is Bro Durham. Anybody use Macs for profession? I would open up a file. I never use Macs. Why would I use Yep. So far. Yeah. I should never be sure.
We can start, right? So, first of all, hi, my name is Nozi, not Sevara. I'm just team member of the Broadroomy. And today I want to show you our business idea called Broadroomy. It's like crafting your campus memory. Before going to the next slide, just remember our little bit like prototype here. You can see there is a canvas, there's a little bit information about our school. There is a professional paints, diamond kit, and a thing which help you to keep your paints like for a long year. So when we're looking, so we have like a problem coming out with our business idea. So let's say digital amnesia is one of the problems we face it today. When you have a like best memory and you just take a picture. Imagine you lost your phone, so technically you're losing the best memory you can thinking about it. Or when you graduate in college, when you become like alumni, what you can do, just get your diploma definitely. And the second thing, like you just go to bookstore, grab like some merchandise from the school. And it just would be like a t-shirt, hoodie, maybe teddy bear, and they like lifelong is like just a couple years, so like you can just keep it forever. And after a couple years, if you lost your pictures, you don't have anything to remember. And the last thing we just connected with the stress. So art help you to reduce stress, and most of the 70% of the students right now in a college face a stress. And when we see these problems, we definitely come up with solution. It's a Broadroomy. When I show you our little bit prototype, what I'm meaning is we creating a business where students, alumni, or anyone can just do their memory or nostalgia to real artwork. So first of all, they're gonna do like take like a canvas. They're gonna be like a picture of maybe a favorite building, maybe a moment even with you. And there would be like a numbers on it, so you can just paint it and design it with your diamonds at the end, and you can put it as a good accessory design at your house. Furthermore, you can just enjoy it forever. It's gonna keep like more than 50 years. Most importantly, it's gonna be really mindful, creative work, because like when you're doing the creative things that I mentioned at the beginning, it's gonna keep you calm mind, boost concentration, and it would be really good thing, non-digital break from screen time. So our business model is gonna look like 3 types. First of that is a campus collection. As I mentioned at the beginning, we're gonna do collaboration with the universities mostly. We're gonna sell it mostly in the bookstores, university merchandise style. When I mention custom collection, it's like we're gonna have like a prototype, like we're selling maybe Illinois Wesleyan library prototype look like maybe other buildings, and we're gonna make a custom collection if you wanna like order something including your own picture. And the last one would be like a limited edition. We're gonna do collaboration with artists, like a talented student maybe. And we're gonna put the local photographers or their pictures into the art. Perfect. It's just a little demonstration how it's gonna look like. You can come to the bookstore, you can look up online, you can order it, you can do it at home. Maybe if you don't share on Instagram to recommend us, and definitely hang in your wall. So if we talk about a little bit our target market and strategies of sales, so it's like 16 to 65, mostly college students, alumni, families, and university bookstores, local gift shops. So we're gonna focus mostly on nostalgia gifts, community ties, and stress relief things. When it came to sales strategy, we're planning to do campus launches, so we're gonna do collaboration with the bookstores, and we're gonna do collaboration with the local communities, and definitely we're gonna do online something, because like right now we're living in digital world. Online growth would be really wonderful, and we would be specialized products. If we talk a little bit about our competitors and our advantages, so you can see here 5 our most main competitors right now, but what makes us different from them is like they're producing a business which is separate, like it could be just a painting art or it could be just a diamond knit. But what we're doing, we're like together these 2 things together, so like you can do both instead of like buying 2 of them. And also one would be we do official collaboration with the colleges, so like none of the businesses before did collaboration with colleges, so it means you can purchase it from your university bookstore. You don't need to go like online or look up somewhere. And it would be like premium quality material. What I mean by that is like our acrylic sinks and our diamond kit would be something you want to keep for a long time. My main problem when I purchased something from these businesses would be like in a year they like change the color or the diamonds became like bad. But what we're gonna use long-term preservation. The first time the business using it. So if you're using this thing after you're done your paint, it's gonna save up like more than 15 years. So you can keep it maybe till you're old or till you wanna get rid of it. So a little bit like product financial snapshot. So we're gonna do mostly 3 products. One more time the prototype look like. It would be medium, large, and XL, and our main advantage would be our size. While other businesses like focusing on small things, we're gonna do like a large ones. Like our largest one would be like my size. So you can just put it in your wall like a good decoration. And both of them gonna include, you can see like high quality canvas, premium paints, diamonds, eco packaging, and protective finish. First number is our products, how much it's gonna cost us to make. And the second number is our expected sale price. And percentage you can see here would be our margins, which is really hilarious because they're more than 60%. So what we're looking for $5,000. So first of all, it would be a canvas printer. Let's say we're gonna, if you wanna print on a canvas page like a larger ones, we need a special printer for it. And cost of the printer is $2,500. And materials, definitely, as I mentioned, we're going to use like a premium quality, like a canvases, paints, diamond kits, and we need $1,500 for that one. And design, setup, and marketing is also like $1,000 that we need, like for our promotion, or templates, and the software to promote our product. So I just want to go a little bit about marketing opportunity and like the phases we plan to do. So there's a two phases mostly. First one in the 2026 quarter one, quarter two, we plan to focus in the Bloomington Normal area. So we're going to start local with our university, Illinois Wesleyan University, and then we'll go to ISU. So first year we plan to at least do 300 sales with connections to our university. And then phase second, which would be 2027, we plan to partner with other colleges in Illinois, and if it's possible, even go beyond the Illinois. So like not just local Illinois, like a bookstore, but like other places. Okay.
Very good.
Yep.
Chance for questions.
With your COGS calculation, how much you expected it to cost per kit, does that include any kind of royalties or anything you would need to pay for IP for the pictures that you're using?
Yes, everything is already included, already calculated. So all prices is the last one, but like the sale prices could change a little bit, but like the production price same.
And for your market analysis, who you expect to purchase these and what your expected sales would be, given the initial rollout to Illinois Wesleyan and Illinois State University, how many kits are you expecting to sell? I assume mostly through the bookstore and advertising to your online from the bookstore initially?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, first would be mostly college students. Second one would be online advertisement sales. As a college student, first quarter, second quarter 2026, we plan to do at least 300 like exhibits in Illinois Wesleyan University plus Illinois State University, like overall 300. And online sales, we're expecting at least 100, so overall like a 400 from like a medium till XL sizes. Because I sell low right now, because 2026 will be like just the beginning. So maybe in the next quarter, like 2027, we plan to increase it like double, maybe triple. Depends like a social media like strategies.
And last question about your technology with creating custom pictures from people's own snapshots, and what is the methodology that you're doing that?
There is no technology, I would say. So like if you want to send like customized picture, you can just send it to us. So we can just give it to the printers. So instead of like just printing a universal like a template, we just want to print your template with an American one, and we're just going to do customized for you. The price would be the same.
Yeah. Question for you. We were talking about the costs, and just curious, is also your labor time, who's doing this, who's printing this, and from legal, making sure, I assume, are you wanting to trademark any of this? Can you? Is this something that you're wanting to make sure you're having your legal accounting and labor costs? Are those in that cost?
It was there, like in a team section, we had no time, but like definitely. So what I was planning is like just like a business right now, it's like going like new level, I would say. There is only 2 team members, me. I'm mostly doing like financial and logistics sides, and the Sevara is responsible for creative section. And when it came to legal, we're going to do like LLC in Illinois, so like it would be like a small startup business which is going on. And we're gonna like do like firstly 2 people, and like we're gonna see how much we're gonna grow and like see. Yeah.
Okay. One other question I had for you, just your advertising budget.
Yeah.
You said that 300, is that just based on social media, hoping that the targeting ads and locating it?
So I put so less to the social media because like I was thinking collaboration with the bookstores is like, it's kind of free because we can just make a collaboration with them. And social media would be like the best one to sell right now, like a TikTok sales, maybe Facebook sales, it's killing it right now, so like we can just do it.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
One last question on your
Yeah.
collaboration with the bookstores. Have you yet talked to the bookstores?
I do not.
And is your expectation that they buy your inventory
No.
or that it's consignment?
It's a consignment, so we just will put our inventory to there. So like if there is a sales, they will get a percentage because we're just putting our product there. But it would be like all our product. We're not going to sell to them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very
Absolutely.
good. Thank you. Excellent stuff. Next, Arlen Imambayev. You guys are killing me with these last names today. With AI Risk Dynamics.
My name is Arlan, and my project called AI Risk Dynamics. So this is for small, medium establishments that will help to reduce the spendings and generally to prevent the stress across the financial teams. And so they'll work with AI-driven insights, and also they'll take the data from the SBA, financial ratios, stress testing, and identify vulnerabilities and propose strategies to cut costs. Yeah. Next slide. So we're gonna do that by enhancing the small, medium establishments resilience via the financial evaluation, which will be work with AI. And then this is the little bit statistics. So 99 of US firms are small and mid-sized businesses. 47% of jobs rely on them, and about 50% will fail within 5 years because they'll have a lot of spendings and they'll go to the net loss. So this is statistics. Next slide. Then we have a problem, which is credit risk. So because usually companies take credits to give a funding and to increase there, and then to cover this credit, and then market risk like interest rates, FX commodity prices, and then liquidity risk, which is insufficient cash flow. The next slide. And so why my project matters, by my opinion? Because half of Americans, they usually have a small businesses, and each closures means lost jobs, unpaid loans, and weaker communities. And when small businesses struggle, banks face hard defaults and pull back on lending, which is slow growth for everyone. And then fewer business surviving means lower tax revenues and less money flowing into the US budget to fund schools, healthcare, and infrastructure. So they'll definitely help to increase the tax revenue and the budget of the USA, which will be very cool. And then current risk analysis tools are too complex or too expensive for small businesses to use, leaving them exposed. So which is require $10,000, $20,000 and more. The next slide. And my solution will be the $35 or $50 subscription for small and mid-sized businesses, financial health toolkit plus AI support. That'll be via ratios like current, quick, debt, equity coverage, Altman Z score plus stress testing for the corporations, for businesses, and for the banks. And we'll also use AI, as I mentioned, and it will analyze financial data automatically and recommend how small and mid-sized businesses can reduce unnecessary spendings. And it will run instant stress tests under multiple scenarios, and will provide simple dashboards for owners and banks. Next slide. And our market, in fact, by my opinion, so small and mid businesses gain survival boost by identifying risk early. Banks builds trust between banks and small, medium establishments. And for the government, there'll be more surviving businesses and more jobs preserved, which means that if they will require the services of my project, so there will be more opportunities for jobs for Americans, because there'll be more revenue, and then they can cover as much salaries as they want to. And the most tricky question, why I need $5,000 funding? Because I'll need to make a test. I'll need the salaries for my beginning team. And the domain, and that's just basically for the website, and participate on other venture competitions like that to increase as much money as we can to increase my business, my startup. And why else? Because measurable outcomes, small and mid-sized businesses reduce costs, banks lower defaults, and local economies stabilize, small investment, big systematic benefit. Fewer small and mid-sized businesses, closure, more jobs, more tax revenues, and billions added to the US budget over time. And making a project that strengthens the foundation of the US economy and supports national financial resilience. Yeah, that's all.
so questions for you. What other tools are out there that you, when you're looking into doing this, what other tools are out there that you notice that are not doing the job that you're saying this is the thing that would work?
Except
better?
like the other tools that will
Yes.
be.
Which ones are not? Which are the tools that you feel like are too expensive for small, medium businesses, and this is why you want to do this?
I think the most expensive probably be the integration of AI, like API keys, because this usually like increase the prices each year, and we'll need as much as we can, because the more data we'll have, the more API we'll need to.
How are you with AI? How are you feeding that information? How is AI generating? How are you coming up with the things for AI to come up with?
Yeah. So there'll be AI agent that will generate like the answers. So they'll be work like most AIs, but they'll be concentrated and make a focus, especially on how you can reduce the spendings for the business and the test for the corporations, and also the banks and the big banks can use that to presume and calculate the loans that they will give to the startups, for example, like me and like other businesses, small and big.
What is the time frame for you to put the app together, to creating an app? How long would that? Is that something that you have already started developing, or is that something that will take some time to put together?
I just started that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the start. I've never tried this, so we don't have a clients. I gotta be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I hope we'll get the funding and we'll have as much clients as I want to, because I'm passionate about this project and my major is finance, and it's because there is like the popularity of the AI right now, and I think why not to integrate that to the business and startups. Mm-hmm.
Could you give us just a really simple, tangible example of, say you have a small business that is a hairdresser, and she has a salon, and feeds her financial data into your system. What would be like an example of, this person's probably not financially literate, what would be like the kind of example that your product you would expect to offer insights into?
I hope that they'll give like the revenue that they will have for the moment, the revenue, the spendings, all the taxes, like gross income and the salaries and like the amount of the persons in their team, and they will like calculate, and the AI will say the best way to reduce the spendings and to increase the revenue according to the prices right now, and probably they'll be connected to the websites that will help like some businesses to track the prices on the on the stuff that they want to buy. For example, if there is like a pastry shop, or if there is an engineering business, so they'll track the prices by websites and help them to choose like the cheapest and the most quality stuff.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, thank you very much. The next one is Caleb Martinez.
Hi, my name is Caleb Martinez, and I'm a student athlete here at Illinois Wesleyan University. Last year, I pitched my first business, Bear SEO, at this very competition, and was fortunate to receive funding that I used to help scale and enhance my business. And since then, I've grown Bear SEO to currently manage 3 active clients, while offboarding 2. I've created audits for psychiatrists, realtors, dentists, HVAC, plumbing, basically anything you can think of. I'm talking to a business owner in that industry, and currently I'm in the process of onboarding 2 new clients, a pest control company in North Carolina and a blinds company in Ontario, Canada. And since January, I've been able to generate nearly $15,000 since starting my SEO business. My business is very simple. I'll help your local business get found on Google. One of my earliest SEO clients was a landscaper and patio contractor, and within the first 2 months of working together, we generated nearly $60,000 in revenue. He was paying me $700 a month, and I kind of had this thought where I thought to myself, why don't I just do this for myself? So in June, I went to my closest Home Depot and bought the most expensive power washing equipment they had, and with this was the birth of my second business, Bear Power Wash. I apply the same SEO strategies that I use for my clients to rank my own business online. And since launching, I've landed both residential and commercial jobs ranging from 2-story homes to commercial clients like Dunkin' Donuts, Dave's Hot Chicken, Curito, and even got a call from a Lowe's production manager who needed some power washing for a commercial shoot. We don't just offer power washing, we also contribute to the community. The Geechee Gammon Museum, owned by the Botanic Gardens of Chicago, had to close its doors due to political graffiti that covered their wall. They gave me a call, and my team and I stepped in and stripped the vandalized wall clean and restored the museum so it can open to the public again. This is when I knew I had something special. Now, judges, if you were to pull out your phone right now and search up Best Power Washing Chicago, what you'll find is that I'm the first organic search result, and this is what I mean by results that speak for themselves. When I came back to campus this fall, I knew I still would be generating leads, so I partnered with power washing companies across the Chicago suburbs. They handle the jobs while I manage SEO, quotes, and client relations. I earn around 30 to 40% per job, and this model runs while I'm here at school. The beauty of running a remote online business is that my competitors are my allies. They rely on me for jobs, and I rely on them for labor. Assuming I complete 4 jobs a week at an average of $750 per job from April through September, I can expect to earn around $27,000 that will go towards me. Now, judges, I know what you're thinking, Caleb. Power washing only works 8 out of the 12 months in the year in the Midwest, and I completely agree with you. Which is why I launched my third business, Bear Power Wash Phoenix. As I'm using a cookie cutter SEO approach, and we are just this close to receiving our first leads in Phoenix. And as these businesses grow, my biggest bottleneck is time. Between classes, fraternity events, late night study sessions, and 3.5-hour baseball practices, I get calls I can't always answer. I estimate I lose 20 to 25% of opportunities because of it. One thing I've learned growing up is that my mother is never wrong, and as an experienced realtor, she has taught me that it is speed to lead in home service industries. Here I have a photo of me sending out a $1,700 quote during Professor Kearney's lecture. It's funny, but it highlights the need to delegate my time so I can keep scaling without sacrificing my academics. It's not fair to my peers, my professors, and definitely not my parents who are paying for my tuition. This year, I am asking for $3,500 to hire a virtual assistant who will handle inbound and outbound calls, follow-ups, and repetitive SEO tasks like audit and keyword strategy. This will allow me to focus on higher value work to scale both Bear SEO and Bear Power Wash in 2 different markets. I forgot to mention, I did all of this over the summer while working a full-time corporate internship. This experience has made me realize that 9 to 5 is not for me, and my passion is to build something from the ground up and see it grow. It started as helping a few small businesses online, has quickly grown into something much bigger than I ever imagined, and I couldn't do it without Illinois Wesleyan.
Thank you very much, Caleb. Go ahead.
I want to understand a little bit more about how the subcontracting works. When you have created the website for the various locations, and then the clients are calling Bear Power Washing, and then you find local contractors to actually do the work?
Yeah, so in the summer, I'm Bear Power Wash, and for jobs that were pretty simple, like driveways and like siding and patio, it'd be me and my friends go out and do it. But I've had 5 jobs done while I'm here at school, and I have partnerships with, I forgot his business name, but he's in Naperville, and then another business closer to Chicago, because I'm not only ranked in Chicago, but I'm ranked in the suburbs like Downers Grove, Naperville, Arlington Heights, Buffalo Grove. So when I get an inbound lead, I close the deal, and then I work out a wage with the contractor, and we have to settle. Like, I send them a contract saying, this is what has to be done. There's a certain protocol that I want it done. I want photos after, along with payment collected from the client, and then we split the share at whatever the percentage is.
And two questions on that. What are the percentages, and then how do you actually do the quoting?
Yeah. So I previously mentioned that it's like 30 to 40%, and it all depends on what needs to be done. A driveway is not equivalent to a whole house wash, so I've kind of just learned by doing. I severely underestimated my first quotes, but as I've adjusted, I also use my contractors. I ask them, I send them photos of what the location is and the pictures of kind of what it looks like at the time, and I ask them, what would you do for this job? And they'll say $300, so I'll sell the job for $550.
And your methodology on SEO optimization, have you started looking into AI agent optimization as well?
Yeah, so I'm looking into GEO, AIEO, and what I've found and what currently works for my business and some of my clients' business is that you cannot have AI SEO without pretty solid SEO, so they kind of go hand in hand. So once your website is pretty well ranked, it'll show up in AI results no matter what.
Question going back to the subcontracting.
Yep.
So when people look you up, they are seeing your company, and they know that you might subcontract it out, or how do they?
Yeah, so in the trades, it's pretty common to have just subcontractors go and do jobs. Working with one of the first power washing businesses that did a job for me, they said it was very common to just send someone out, say, I'm really booked in Chicago and I have to go do a job, but I double booked. A lot of people just send another contractor that they know, and they go finish and fulfill the job.
Do you have a formal contract with these other subcontractors?
Not formal contracts, it's just kind of like per job contracts, but it's really close-knit relations that I talk to on a daily basis, and I completely trust them and they completely trust me.
Is it because of the SEO that you built and created, is that what keeps people from taking this idea themselves and just saying thanks for doing this and we'll do it ourselves and we'll branch out to where?
Yeah, you can do this with any industry. I've always wanted to do it with the high ticket. That's kind of my goal towards as I get older. The only problem is, like I previously mentioned, is I didn't know how power washing worked. I got to my first job and I didn't even know how to turn it on, but I learned by doing, and that kind of goes to what I was about to say, is that you can just use SEO in any business. You can use it for roofing, you can use it for window cleaning, you can use it for if you're a realtor. You also have to learn the back end of the business with the back of your hand. And since June, since launching this, I'm pretty insightful now on how power washing works and all the chemicals and what a job should and shouldn't look like and the process and how that goes. So, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah, thank you. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much. Polina Kovalenko. Oh, you're behind me, I'm sorry. I was looking for you in the audience. Here you go. Get your slide.
Thank you.
You can go ahead.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Yeah, she'll scroll for
Yeah, thank you.
you. You're good? Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Polina Kovalenko and I am the founder and course creator of Eloquence Academy, which I launched exactly a month ago. So what this is a premium English fluency academy that specifically targets Russian-speaking professionals who have achieved an advanced level of English but still find themselves sounding awkward and feeling insecure, especially in high-stakes communication. So as a person who has worked for a number of different language studios, language schools, including the biggest and the most profitable online English learning platform in Russia, I can assure you that the industry is in very poor state quality-wise. So unlike those generic platforms and private tutors who oftentimes lack methodology, cultural insight, and frankly speaking, sufficient expertise, Eloquence Academy takes a personalized approach to bridge the exact gaps that are holding those advanced students back. So before the launch, I conducted a couple of dozens of customer development calls, and I kept hearing the same pain points over and over again. So students, even at advanced levels, find themselves feeling very conscious and very insecure because of their accent. They sound robotic, they sound unnatural, and this is all because they fear judgment during interviews and meetings, especially when it comes to communicating with native speakers. As a result, this leaves them feeling like they don't sound half as smart as they actually are when they speak English. They also can't really own the room because of how insecure they feel. They don't possess the high-quality vocabulary that feels natural and sounds really authentic. They also don't really know what sounds right because sometimes they find themselves second-guessing themselves, like, am I being too rude? Am I being too cold? As is a common stereotype with Russian speakers. Or am I being like overly friendly or overly polite right now? So, and this is not incredibly surprising because nobody really addresses those issues to a sufficient degree. So advanced learners find themselves in a situation where they sort of have hit a ceiling. So they are proficient, but they're not very eloquent. So they can understand information really well when they're reading or listening to it. But when it comes to speaking or writing, they feel insecure and struggle with those problems. So yet, there was no premium program designed to address this particular transformation. Until now. So at Eloquence Academy, we fix exactly what makes those high-level learners feel insecure. We empower them with a guided practice that leads them to shed their robotic and unnatural intonation patterns and rhythm. Also, as you might know, sounds in the English language, a lot of them are very unique to the English language, so they simply don't exist in Russian, which makes it especially hard for those students to master them. We also empower them with precise, expressive, and native-like vocabulary so that they can finally sound persuasive, charismatic, and professional. We also cultivate cultural awareness in communication. So students learn to shift naturally between different styles and registers and finally decode unspoken social cues. They finally sound like they truly belong because they deploy appropriate rhetorical strategies when speaking in different situations. So where I am now in this whole launching process, I started in mid-September, and since then I have already launched my first 10-week flagship program, which is called The Art of Eloquence. So for the first cohort, I allotted 6 spots. They were all sold out in 1 week without any paid ads, which shows strong market demand for my product. So I sold those spots at a discounted pilot price of $435 per student, which allowed me to generate a total revenue a little bit over $2,600. I even hired 2 American tutors to enhance the learning experience of my students and make them sound as authentic as they possibly can. For the second cohort, demand is already building. So it's launching in November and there are 8 spots available at a new price of $625. One student has already booked and fully paid, and I have 5 more on the waitlist currently. So key metrics. Total revenue that has been generated so far is a little bit over 3,200. My conversion rate has been incredibly high, over 50% from warm leads. My main source of traffic and lead nurturing is my Telegram blog, and I have currently 100% satisfaction of my clients and interest that they have demonstrated in future products. Here are some student testimonials. I'm not going to go deeply into them because of the lack of time, but basically 2 weeks into the course and they are already noticing how different their speech sounds. Their pronunciation sounds more precise, their speech is generally more fluent, and it has even translated into the Russian language because they can apply the same skills that they have learned to other languages as well. So what is next? With a validated flagship product, satisfied clients, and strong engagement, I am ready to scale. My 2 core priorities for the next year are to basically expand the Eloquence Academy product line. Ideally, I would want to launch 4 more courses, primarily to increase the LTV. And also, obviously, I would want to attract more clients. So right now, as I mentioned, Telegram blog is my main traffic source, but growth on this platform is limited without paid promotion. So to develop those 5+ upcoming products based on high quality market research and attract more clients, I need to grow my platform. 5,000 would allow me to attract 1,600 more subscribers, roughly, growing my blog to 2,000 subscribers in the next year, and even conservative estimates project $30,000+ in revenue in the next 12 months. I guess that's all I have to say, so thank you so much for your interest and time, and if you have any questions, I would be more happy to answer them.
I'd like to understand a little bit more about your scalability. Right now, this is an online course that is supplemented with live instruction?
Yes. So basically, we have this platform. It's called ProgressMe. So there you can both hold asynchronous learning and also live sessions, which I have been doing. So basically, right now, for this first group of students, we are doing 3 live sessions per week on average, but yeah, and for, I think like per each of those live sessions, they get around 1 or 2 lessons that they complete asynchronously on their own.
Okay, so the idea of having the limited size cohort goes along with how many students will have opportunities to talk and then just creating scarcity around the product?
I believe so, yeah. And like it also allows us to take this very personalized approach and provide high quality results. It obviously creates scarcity and allows us to put our prices above the market, but also our results are above the market.
And your estimate for a customer acquisition cost and a lifetime value of the customer, can you go into that calculus a little bit?
So basically, since I'm specifically targeting advanced learners, my expectation is that they would be purchasing several courses because each of them would be dealing with a specific aspect. So for example, like what I have in mind right now, the first module of the Art of Eloquence was specifically dedicated to pronunciation. And I want to expand that into a whole course on American accent, if it makes sense. So students who are interested in enhancing their pronunciation specifically, they would probably go on and buy this course.
And just to make sure I'm fully understanding your intended use of the funds, it's primarily to increase subscriptions to your blog, which is where you believe all customers are going to be coming from, and then to develop additional courses?
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, I have a question. A couple things. How did you determine your curriculum? How did you determine when they start, what are you starting them off with, and how when they finish your classes, how is it determined that they are complete, they have mastered the English language, the inflections, all the, from Midwestern to Eastern to whatever, East Coast language.
Yeah.
How do you determine that? How do they know that they feel like they've accomplished what they want?
So basically, I guess there is no such thing as fully mastering the language, because I bet you don't know some words. I don't know all the words. None of us knows all the words. None of us can, I believe none of us can say that I have fully mastered the English language. But basically, how do we determine the curriculum and what the needs are? And this is also how I do my sales. My sales are done during individual calls with customers. Before those calls, I test them to determine their level. After the call and during the call, we determine their needs, like what their struggles are, what their specific and primary needs are. Like, for example, for the specific course that I have launched now, those students struggle specifically with their speaking abilities. Although they know the language and can comprehend it, they still struggle to speak eloquently. And this is how we empower them, because this eventually helps them to advance in their career.
How do you, going back to scaling, how are you, if you continue to grow that part of it and have more people that sign up, how will you scale that? Just because most of it will be recorded, and because you have so many live sessions, you would have to bring in more people because if you had more per week, how do you look at that to be able to fulfill that?
Yeah, I guess there are like several ways of thinking about it. The option I'm leaning towards right now is probably introducing several plans for each course. For example, like for base plan, you have just asynchronous learning lessons available to you. For more VIP plans, so to speak, you have the live sessions available to you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And next up is Jane Yen.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here tonight, and I'm proud to introduce AI Made Simple, which is a digital platform that's empowering Central Asian countries through accessible AI literacy. Here's a quick overview of what my presentation is going to be about. The problem, we're going to talk about the solution, markets in demand, as well as use of the funds, and my next steps. So, my project was born from a simple question: what's happening to people who live outside of the major cities in the revolution of artificial intelligence? Because while AI was, the main purpose of AI is to make our lives easier, it might be not the case for everyone. In fact, according to UNESCO, 70% of adults in Central Asian countries lack digital confidence. I decided to focus on Central Asian regions for a reason. And one of the main issues with that is that AI tutorials that are available online nowadays are taught in English only, and they're full of abstract theory. On top of that, rural users face language, infrastructure, and relevance barriers. you might think yourself, well, why can't you just go ahead and use ChatGPT or like other AI tools that are already available nowadays, or courses? The problem with that is that those kind of tools and tutorials are less reliable or less helpful in regional context. And instead of creating a completely new AI platform, I want to focus on providing people materials and opportunity to learn how to use AI in the most effective way. So AI Made Simple is the first mobile learning platform that teaches how to think with AI, ask the right questions, and apply tools ethically, as well as provide bite-sized lessons in the languages that are accessible for people living in Central Asian countries. It also uses interactive and amplified learning instead of just theory videos that might be not as entertaining. And most importantly, it helps people to actually apply those skills to real world usage. So when we talk about the market and demand, while there is a demand in terms of all the people there, they have the access to the internet, but they, again, even in formal educational settings, the capacity and access are limited because they are expected to learn to teach themselves, basically. As well as when we talk about the competitive landscape, there are different types of online courses available, but most users complain about how ineffective they are because they spend a lot of money on buying them and then they end up not getting what they want. So, here's a cost breakdown for my next steps, what I'm planning to do with the budget. So I would love to focus, as you can see, the video production and the pilot test would take the most, because they're taking they have the highest price, just because launching the minimum viable product is a very high maintenance process, but I do think that it's very important, and I would also, I do think that producing the videos from scratch in the native language is also very important. So here's also the breakdown of what I'm planning to do in the next 6 to 12 months. In the first quarter of the year, I would love to, as I said before, complete the MVP and launch the app in one of the rural areas, like a village, as well as provide the user testing and iteration. And after analyzing the performance, I would like to continue launching it in other countries as well. And going off, continue collaborating and partner with other organizations. So that was my proposal. Thank you so much for your attention, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask them.
A couple questions for you. How did you choose the location? You know, you choose a rural area. How did you choose that? Is that a specific area that you felt that this is needed? And the other question I have is how will you do the testing? Will that be in person, or how's that testing going to be done for that area?
So I'm from Kazakhstan, which is located in Central Asia, and I've noticed how, like based on my personal experience and experience of people who I know, there's a big issue of, especially for young adults, and like in educational institutions, how AI is not developed as compared to other countries. And that's very unfortunate because I feel like there are so many opportunities that they're missing out. Yeah, and to your other question is, so I would love to go more into the research and keep providing the students specifically in high schools and universities those tools, and because I do genuinely believe that this is the generation that we need to focus on, since they know how artificial intelligence, like, it won't go away, it will only develop, and the earlier they learn how to use it, the better it's for them and for the future generations as well. I hope that answered your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
Could you give us just a really simplistic overview of your business model? How do you plan to make money with the company?
Sure. So, in the first launching models, I would say the very first model is going to be like a prototype mostly. I would say, because I also want it to be accessible for everyone. But going off, if we'll see how if we'll get like a good performance. I wanted to provide more subscriptions options from different, ranging from free to paid ones, where you get more opportunities and more tools to learn with AI. Yeah, that would be.
Okay, so ultimately, after you get through prototyping, it's going to be a ongoing subscription model.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah,
that's right.
And just one more quick, because based on your budget on how you would spend money, it looked like it was almost like a training, creating production videos, and the description was more of like a translating bridge between what exists and what people need. Can you just explain, briefly how you envision the actual implementation?
Sure, yeah. So, the existing videos nowadays are all in English, and instead of just translating them into languages, like the local languages, I thought it would be better to create the whole videos from scratch. And besides those videos, there will be obviously different ways to learn, like more interactive games that are also, since it's going to be a mobile app, and instead of trying to find a way to study, like to dedicate a specific time and like to plan this out, like people will have opportunity to do it any time of the day, like even on the way to work, or yeah, I think that was one of to make it very convenient. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very nice. And so our final pitch of the evening is You're gonna help me out with your last name here. Hadi Imtiaz. Very good. The floor is yours. Just go ahead and hit the back, the left. Oh, you can do this. Sorry. Your science page. He's got some video or graphics he wants to show us. What's that?
Hey everyone, I'm Hadi, and today I'm excited to tell you about Nudge, a phone application I've been working on. So a little bit about me. I'm Hadi, I'm a computer science major and psychology minor, and I am what people call chronically online. And I'm gonna cue in a clip from The Sopranos, and this is very relatable for me. This might as well have been every day of the week for me before I started working on my app. Just all day on Instagram or TikTok, sending my friends videos, and just, that was, before I knew it, I was spending like 6 to 8 hours every day on Instagram and TikTok. I tried getting around my habit, I tried breaking it. I tried the built-in tools that are in all phones these days. But these tools did not work for me. They were overly restrictive. They completely blocked the app. And when they did completely block the app, it was very easy to get around them. As you can see in these videos over here, this is how long it takes to just bypass these. And on iPhones especially, there's just like a little button called ignore limit, and you can just keep on scrolling whatever you were doing. There is no incentive to disconnect from your phone. And I believe that is because these apps are not designed around human behavior. I tried other third-party applications, and it was just the same story with them as well, just that they were too restrictive. They would just completely block the app. And why I don't agree with completely blocking the app, what I call strict limits, is because the most apps that we overuse every day are also applications that we use to work, connect, and communicate with each other. And I feel like once you completely block an app, that's frustrating, and that's going to give you more incentive to just completely disable that limit instead of work on your behavior. That's where my application Nudge comes in. What it does is it's an app that tracks your daily usage of certain applications that you choose, and once you go over these limits, you get haptic feedback, that is vibrations, until you put your phone away. And here is a demo of Nudge in action. So as you can see, you get a notification up top of when you use your phone too much. And the only way to stop the vibration on your phone, it's very subtle. It's not really annoying, but it just nudges you to just put your phone away. And this is the basic user experience that I have right now. So right now it's pretty simple. There's some app cards, and you can toggle on and off some applications that you want to take control of. And then you can add a time limit after which the vibrations kick in. Nudge also is a work in progress. What I want to do in the future is work on social features. I believe that making healthy decisions is always more fun with people around you. And that's what I've done in my own life with my personal fitness and eating cleaner. So I thought, yeah, I can implement the same idea with this app too. So what I'm working on right now is letting users log in, add their friends. And you can have your stats shared between your friends. And if you see a friend that is going over limits too much, you can send them a nudge. That is basically just like they'll just get a notification on their phone that, oh, this person nudged you. So that's what the basic idea is for now. And my plans to monetize this application is a 14-day free trial, let users experience the app with no commitment. And after the 14 days are over, I will charge a flat fee of $199 for full access to the app. And the reason why I'm not doing any advertisements on this application is that I feel like for an app like this that is focused on digital well-being, having ads that advertise other applications or games or other social media sites, that's not really, I don't think that's ethical. So this is why I went against the advertisement route, even though that is usually how applications make money on the Android and Apple app stores. I'm asking for $3,000. I want to officially register my company as an LLC in Illinois. I'll need 2 Microsoft 365 Copilot licenses for $720. I'm asking for 2 licenses because I expect someone else to collaborate with me on this application as well, because the social features I'm working on are way too complicated for one person to handle. I could do all the basic stuff myself, like the minimal viable product that I have right now, but for the social aspects of it, I will need more help. And to register my app on the Android App Store, that's $25. And I also want to collaborate with YouTube and TikTok influencers that promote wellness and healthy lifestyles. And I think that will run me around $500. And before launching, I want to make sure that Nudge works on a variety of devices. And for that, I would need to collaborate with companies that offer user testing. And from my research, that would cost around $400. And finally, I want to run social media ad campaigns. And for 3 months on TikTok, Meta applications, and Google Ads. And for 3 months, that will cost me around $1,200. That is all. If you all are more interested in my work and you want to track my progress, this QR code will link you to my portfolio website where I document my work on this application. Thank you.
From a finance standpoint, it seems like you're capping your LTV at $2. I understand the ethical kind of explanation for not doing ads. Have you thought about other revenue sources or ways to expand how much you can get from a customer once you've acquired them?
Yes, I've thought of making like the more advanced social features subscription-based, so that way if I can get like a constant stream of like revenue from dedicated customers. So, and that is only, that doesn't take away from the basic functionality of the app. Like that's just extra stuff on top. So if you don't need that, you can get by with just the $2 fee, but if you want that extra features, you can also pay for them on a monthly basis.
And from a functionality standpoint, you've got the haptic feedback, which could potentially become annoying or just get ignored. Is there an escalation, or are you, like, for future abilities, like, planning on implementing some sort of beast mode or something where it does cut it off?
I was actually working on something like that. Like, first off, I wanted the vibrations to start off really subtle, and then that would escalate. For now, for the prototype I have right now, it's just all just one frequency of vibrations. So that is a good idea that I have looked into, but right now I haven't had the capability of implementing that yet.
Or like pop-ups that you have to constantly
shut
down that increase in frequency?
I'm sorry?
Like pop-ups that keep coming and they increase in frequency as you go beyond your limit?
That could be an idea as well. Right now I just have one notification that pops up once you reach your first limit.
And are you, I'm sorry, I forgot, you said at the beginning, but are you currently live or you're still designing?
I'm still designing it. I'm still working on a couple bugs, but the basic functionality that I mentioned in this presentation all works perfectly fine. I'm just ironing out bugs on other devices.
Have you put it on any friends' phones or anything?
Yeah, I have, yeah. A couple of my friends are already regularly using it.
And what kind of feedback are you getting so far?
So far, like, people have been really positive about it. One of my friends had a problem with using Reddit too much, and he said that after using my app, he stopped using Reddit, like, all that often.
And can I test this device?
I'm sorry?
Can I test this
Oh yeah,
app?
I have it on my phone if you want to.
No, no, I meant I need it on my phone.
Oh, do you have an Android phone?
Sorry.
Right now it's only on Android.
Good questions, Bob?
Yeah. Yeah, so going back to the cost, you know, $1.99, what are your expectations? Are you calculating that you're going to get X amount of subscribers one time because of a one-time fee? What are you thinking that you're hoping to see that this would get to a certain number? Or?
I think I haven't really thought of that too much in detail, but I feel like after I run some ads, I will get a number of dedicated customers because from what I've seen so far in my friend group, some of my friends really like this app. And if I get a few dedicated customers, that's basically advertisement for the future. So maybe it wouldn't make too much money right off the bat, but if I see it becoming more popular as we become increasingly connected, I feel like a lot of people feel like they want to disconnect it. And sometimes you just need that extra push to just put your phone away.
Are you looking to the focus on the demographic would be teenage to college age, or looking beyond that, or just focus on that area
I
first?
think most people that struggle with this problem of doom scrolling on TikTok and Instagram are people my age, around my age bracket. I think around like from 15 years old to I think 28 years old. I think that's my demographic, yeah. So like high school students, college students, and young adults.
What is always a concern that everyone has, kind of, until I have the concern once it happens? Data, when you're collecting this data, when they're basically, you're figuring out how long they're on these apps and spending time, and then it buzzes them. Where is that data going once, because is it being collected as they are looking at their apps? Are you collecting it, and where is it going?
So right now it's only being collected in the background, and that's one of the features I want to implement for the public release, is that they see a dashboard once they open my app, their daily usage and most problematic apps and everything.
And they can't, you won't be able to share that information with other people, like a third party. That's always the concern, is like,
yeah,
you're getting it, you're warning them, they're spending too much time on this, and you're not, then they're not going to be concerned that you're going to sell it to some other group and say, hey, guess what, this is where everyone's going.
So that's one of the reasons why I have this app marketed in the way it is, like the flat $2 fee, is that's just assurance in a way for customers that their data will not be sold, because my profit incentive is from regular customers and subscriptions, not selling your data.
Thank you.
You might consider putting some extra funds into legal to make sure that you have an appropriate disclaimer, and then, think hard if you might want to save some data anyway for future use. I mean, data is another potential revenue stream for you, and it doesn't mean you can't use it ethically, but you need to be able to collect it to be able to do anything with it.
Thank you.
All right, I can do that. All right, so we're going to give the judges a few minutes to confer. Those are our pitches for this year. Let them, if you want to go ahead. Yeah. We're just going to chill for 10 minutes. There's some water, maybe some snacks left back there. But while the judges go, I just want to say first, congratulations to all the presenters. Yeah. It takes a lot of guts to get up here on a stage and get questioned, right? And one thing that was just, I thought, was absolutely fantastic, right, was just how much cleverness there was in the room, right? That right across the board in the presentations, people had well-identified problems and kind of had clever thoughts about how to go about it. So, congratulations to all of you, regardless of what happens with the judges. Good job for getting up here, taking that chance, and trying to convince us of your ideas. So, good job. We'll be back in 10. I tried to download that, but it's all on Android, so gotta wait. Good. Oh, that's it. He calls all the stuff. Oh, yeah.